What's going on, everyone, and welcome to Ken's Corner. Today we are starting a new series in this channel, the MSF Spotlight, where we will be breaking down characters that are currently in the game, get to know them better as a part of the Marvel Universe, as well as breaking down the character in depth in the game. So to start this series, what better character than the current milestone event character, Emma Frost? She is a very strong character in this game as well as in the Marvel Universe. So if you want to learn a little bit more about Emma, this one is for you. Don't go anywhere. Let's get into it. Alright guys, so who is this beautiful white queen, you ask? Emma is one of the most powerful telepaths in the Marvel Universe. She's more powerful than the deadly Psylocke, but less powerful than her red-headed counterpart Jean Grey.
So pathetic.
Fun fact, did you know after Emma left her family, she used her telepathic powers to survive, eventually becoming a stripper? Well, sort of. She mostly used her powers to make people think she was stripping, also changing her appearance so she would look more voluptuous than she actually was. But yeah, let's get back on track. So, getting back to Emma, who started out as a villain in the comic books, she is also best known as the White Queen, among her many other titles where she was an enemy of the X-Men and a longtime member of the Hellfire Club. But she's also known for leading and teaching a batch of mutant students under her reign in the Massachusetts Academy known as the Hellions, who were rivals with the New Mutants led by Professor X. Emma Frost does turn over a new leaf, which is not very uncommon nowadays in the Marvel Universe, putting her love for teaching to good use. She becomes the co-headmaster of the Xavier's School of the Gifted Youngster, where she trained the last generation of mutant known as Generation X, later becoming an integral part of the X-Men as well, and developing a love interest, longtime X-Men leader Cyclops. Nowadays, you could spot the White Queen as a part of the new Marauders team alongside X-Men favorites Kitty Pryde and Iceman that are also coming to the game soon. You can find her as well sitting on the Quiet Council of Mutant Nation of Krakoa and the newly branded Hellfire Corporation as Chief Ambassador of Krakoa. When it comes to Emma Frost's powers, she possesses telepathic abilities of a similar caliber to those of Charles Xavier, over which she had an extremely refined level of skill. Frost has been mentioned as an Omega-class telepath, making her one of the most powerful mutants in the Marvel Universe.
Without his helmet, he's mine.
How'd you get in here?
Well, you know the security code and I'm telepathic. You tell me.
Alongside the many telepathic and telekinetic abilities that Emma has, she also has a secondary mutation in which she can transform her body into a flexible organic diamond form. In diamond form, she can have superhuman strength, durability, and psychic immunity.
Diamond? Would have been nice to know you could do this.
It's not my favorite form. It prevents me from using my telepathy.
Okay, and for you guys that are new to the game, this one is going to be a video that I think is going to help you fall in love with this character. But at the same time, if you guys already own her, then this will hopefully just help you continue to get you enamored with Emma, because she is a big part of this game right now when it comes to usability. And if you have her in your roster, more than likely you are giving her tons of use everywhere in this game. So let's talk a little bit about who Emma is. Okay, and before we go too crazy and in depth into what makes Emma a great character in this game, I do want to talk about her tags. So currently in the game, she has villain, global, mutant, and controller, and no marauders, but she does have great synergy with mutant villains. So most times, or actually a lot of the time, you will find Emma being used with marauders, making Marauders the infamous war defense team that it's a pain to get through in war, especially at higher levels. Stronger teams are really hard to take down, and Marauders are still causing havoc in war. But outside of that, I do want to talk about, since she doesn't have the tag, Potentially, this opened the doors to other possibilities, new faction coming into this game, and she does have, as I mentioned earlier in the video, synergy or a history in the comic books with the Hellfire Club, so she could potentially be a part of the Hellfire Club, or if they end up bringing Hellions and they do want to give her the synergy for that team, mentorship kind of leadership or mentorship kind of tag added to it, then that's another faction that she can be added into. I just don't see her switching from villain to hero, so I'm not gonna necessarily say she can become a part of either like an X-Men team or a Generation X team. But then again, it's Copley. Who knows? They might change their mind tomorrow and really want Emma to become a hero in the game. But the exciting part is while she doesn't have a tag, she still has a lot of possibilities to have a secondary home or a new home down the line in this game. Alright, and before we start diving into the actual kit itself, let's talk about the stats, because she is a stat machine where it counts, and what really makes her a great character in this game with her kit, her stats really back it up. So she has a large health pool. She's actually in the top 10 outside of Doctor Doom when it comes to the largest health pools in this game. Damage is slightly above average, but it really doesn't matter because outside of the basic, you really just are not too concerned about her high damage. Armor is a little bit on the low end, but this is where she really shines. She has one of the highest focuses in this game, as well as resistance. So Emma's going to be surviving a little bit, but every time you're trying to do her ability, it's going to land. So that's the cool thing about Emma. She has a lot of things going on with this kit that are very, very beneficial to whatever team you're using on the attacking end. And when it comes to the speed, at 111, not necessarily the fastest character in the game, but still on the speedier side. I would say slightly above average on the speed. And now let's talk about her kit, which at the end of the day, now that we went over the base stats, those stats are great, but they have to back up a wonderful kit, and that she does have. So let's talk about the passive. The White Queen, a big reference to her being a part of the Hellfire Club, right? On turn, heal self for 15% max health. And then, of course, we're going to talk about, I already T4 this, but apply negative 10% speed to all enemies. And while charged, you gain plus 400% armor and 500% resistance. Onward defense on spawn. Apply defense up for 2 turns to mutant villains allies. So that is part of the T4 right here. Onward defense spawn. Always apply defense up for 2 turns to villains allies. So once again, if you're not initially using her with your Marauders, maybe you haven't developed your Marauders yet, and you're still just using Emma as a plug and play character, which she is a wonderful plug and play character in this game, but this might be a T4 that you might want to wait on doing initially on. But still a very, very good one for work. Okay, and let's talk about the ult, which is actually one of her best abilities. Turn the tables, kind of in reference to her telepathic powers and how she can mind control individuals and just get in your head and mess with you. If charged, clear all positive effects from all enemies, apply blind to the primary target, mind control the 2 enemies or allies with the most damage to attack the primary target. Controlled characters gain or 40% damage for this attack. If primary target is killed, apply blind to the non-summoned enemy with the most speed bar, and this attack is unavoidable. If you end up T4ing it, which I did, clear all positive effects on enemies, mind control the 2 enemies or allied characters, plus 15% damage for controlled characters, and I highly recommend this because you will for sure get 2 enemies under mind control with this attack, plus the additional damage for control characters. It's always a high boost. You will probably end up nuking a character out of the stage with this one, and if not, then really making sure that they're extremely weak and ready to be taken out by someone else. But left there with the blinds, and if they end up going down, blind once again will be transferred to the enemy with the highest speed bar after that one goes down. So a good one to do for sure. Then let's talk about Diamond Form, and that one is self-explanatory. It's her second mutation, and this is where she becomes invulnerable to everything. Unfortunately, she can't use her psychic abilities when she's in Diamond Form, but she is extremely strong. She has superhuman strength, a lot of resistance. So with that being in mind, if charged, clear charge, bury yourself for 20% of this character's max health, clear all negative effects from self and all allies, apply immunity to self and all mutant villains, and then applies low to all enemies, and then you gain charge as well. If you T4 this one, you will for sure clear all negative effects from self and all allies, and then apply immunity to self and all mutant allies. So if you don't actually do this, you only apply immunity to 3 random mutant villains. I'd highly recommend this one. This is actually one of the first T4s I did on her, just because you want to make sure that your entire team takes advantage of being of clearing debuffs on your entire team. So a good T4 to do on her. And then Fashionable Strike. She is a fashionista. She has a lot of style. It makes a lot of sense for this one to be called the Fashionable Strike. Attack primary target for 230% damage. Flip 2 positive effects to a negative effects. If charged, attack the primary target for 280 damage. Plus clear 2 positive effects instead. I haven't T4'd this one. Plus 60% damage to primary target on all attacks. I'll probably end up doing this one just because she's such a good character in this game, but once again, I haven't really been feeling the need to T4 this particular ability on her yet, and she works fantastic in the game. Okay, let's talk about ideal ISOs for Emma Frost. Actually, her probably my best recommendation when it comes to ISOs for Emma is actually Healer, because she does have such a large health pool. And she is a very speedy character in the game, so you're never going to regret putting Healer on her. However, as you guys can see in the screen, I have her as a skirmisher from my last attack that I just did in Arena, and the reason for that being is she does go before my Black Bull, and you know, when I counter Black Order, I want to have her as a skirmisher so she lands vulnerable for Cole, and then Black Bull can go in and 2-tap and at times actually delete the Cole depending on how strong the Cole is. And if he doesn't go down, then at least he's very weak for the next attack to be taken out. By that time, I'll probably end up using her ult on the next round of attacks, and then he gets deleted. Either Ebony Maw or Thanos ends up getting the blinds, and then for my final attack after Thanos has done the AoE, then Emma will go ahead and land vulnerable again, and then Black Bull will do his magic, delete nerds, and do his AoE. But then with me focusing the attack on Thanos after he does the AoE, he'll go back in for another attack, and a lot of times we'll actually end up deleting Thanos off the map, or at least getting him very weak enough to the point where I've won my attack countering them. So another good option is Skirmisher, but I actually like Striker as well, because with her basic she ends up once again flipping 2 positive effects to negative effects. So you know, based on how you're using her, based on the turn order of the team, I would say Healer is probably the best ISO for this character, but it's okay if you want to try her as a striker with certain team scenarios, and then if you want to try her as a skirmisher like I have for my particular Black Order counter, which I tend to punch up almost around 100k with my current Black Order counter in Arena. So definitely good options for you to go ahead and use ISOs on this character. Okay, and last but not least, usage, and I'm gonna just say it right now, unfortunately Emma is not farmable in this game. She is currently in the milestone event, so who's to say that she won't be a part of the milestone orbs down the line. But if you're lucky enough to get in right now and get yourself Emma and unlock her in this game, even at lower stars, she ends up doing a lot of work for you in a lot of aspects in this game. So she's very viable in Arena, she's very viable in raids. RTA now, she's actually a very good plug and play character for RTA, with her ult and being able to cleanse the team as well in diamond form. So she has a very strong kit, a lot of usability outside of Marauders as well. So I'm very high on Emma. I think you can definitely have different opportunities to put her in. Good synergy teams, of course, to use her in the game with. It's of course the Marauders. With the symbiotes, she actually works very well as well. I've used her in my raids with the trio of Thanos, Black Bull, Ebony Maw, and then Emma, and then either a fifth like Doc Ock or Phoenix, depending on what kind of node I want to attack in raids as well. So just another team option that you can use for raids outside of symbiotes, outside of using Black Bull and Yo-Yo. Emma does it all, man. Emma is an amazing character once again in this game, and I am very excited to see what the future holds for her, because I really don't think that she's gonna be staying in Marauders for a long time. Alright guys, and that's Emma Frost, not just in the game but in the Marvel universe. So hopefully you guys enjoyed the spotlight video, and let me know in the comments down below if you guys want me to do any other featured characters from Emma stuff. If you guys enjoyed this video, don't forget to drop a like and subscribe to the channel as well, and check me out in Discord. I do stream on Twitch every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, so hopefully I get to see you guys there one of these days in the stream. But thank you guys so much, and I hope you guys have a great one. Peace.